Today is another day down here in Florida. We got some good stuff going on. I saw that you guys commented in my last video and said that there's a lot of cabinet making when there wasn't that much 180 stuff. But today we have some 180 stuff. We're actually going to put the diff back in the car. We're going to bolt the axles up. Hopefully everything goes right. And yeah, I can just go ahead and drive it home tonight because I want to drive this and not a Beamer. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump onto this. But before that, I got some exciting news. I ordered a couple more things for the car. So guys, I'm redoing this little part of the clip because I had not said what I had bought, but I have bought this diffuser right here for the car. I cannot wait for this thing to come in because I really want the car to start looking aesthetically good like I had just said. And I have this duckbill that I'm gonna have Tommy put on, and I got the wheels off of Dan's R33 GTST. I got those and I brought them to powder coating so that I can get them powder coated white too, so that it will really make those calipers pop. So those are the three things that I had gotten that I first off didn't want to say, but now I'm saying it. But let's go ahead and jump back into the normal video. The thing that I can talk about though that I ordered is I did buy the rebuild kit for these finally. So the rebuild kit will be here probably next week sometime, and we can finally put these things together. The other thing that I did was I had messaged the guy that did this paint job, and I asked him if he could paint the valve cover the same way, and he said he could. So he said when he's a little bit more free and has time to actually do it and get it done fairly quickly, because I would like to not leave this open for too long, just for the simple fact is that things can get in there. Obviously I can cover it, but I don't want things falling in there, and I just don't want my car down and waiting for, let's say, 4 weeks because my valve cover needs to be painted. With that said, let's go ahead and jump into doing the diff. But first I gotta get on a lift, which is a hassle. Guys, the 180 is in the air. I had just put the axles back in because I had taken the axles out to actually get a big judge on everything that was going on under here. So the axle is back in right here. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the diff back up into here. I actually have to go grab it. And you know, the other thing I just realized is I don't have any diff fluid, which kind of sucks. But we have a little bit, actually lied. Have a little bit, it's just not a lot. So I'm gonna have to go and get diff fluid too, but the diff is actually right here. So we're gonna grab this thing, bring this thing over to there, and put this bad boy in. Hopefully I can get it in with the minimalist of issues, and hopefully I have all my bolts because they're in this bag and I have to sort through them now. So yeah, yay. Not really, it's gonna suck. But we have this little bit of diff fluid right there. So we're definitely gonna have to go get some. So let's go ahead and get the diff in first. Okay guys, so the diff is all bolted up in here. Got the Hikis back bolted up. I'm actually trying to score myself a Hikis Elite kit. And I'm trying to look for one of these things. So if you guys know somebody with a Hikis Elite and they want to sell it, let me know. So next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna bolt up the axles. The axles need to actually go back into place. But get the axles all bolted up, and then we can get the drive shaft bolted up, and then we should be on the home stretch. Then the last thing that we have to do is we just have to fill up the diff with fluid, and we'll be all set. So there we go, drive shaft's halfway done, and like I said, bolt up the axles, and we're pretty much set. We're ready to roll. Got to put the wheels back on and put some fluid in it after that. So let's keep going. So I accidentally made another oopsie, and I put the short axle on the passenger side and the long axle on the driver's side, so I had to take them back off, fiddle with them to try to get them to go onto the car. I ended up getting them on the car without having to take the diff back off. So the short axle is all in, the outside is bolted up, the inside is bolted up, the diff is bolted up, Hikis is bolted. Now I have to go upstairs into the car, take the e-brake off so I can go ahead and spin the actual hub so that I can line this axle up, and then we have to bolt the drive shaft up. And I had to actually disconnect my exhaust so that I could get that axle in, so I have to bolt this back up. But other than that, we are almost ready to go, guys. Okay guys, so the diff is in, the axles are in, drive shaft's all hooked up, wheels are back on, axle nuts are on. So the thing is on the ground, put fluid in it, started it up, went to go turn the steering wheel. There's no power steering belt. And I messed up the power steering pump because I didn't take out the secondary fins in the back half for the Hikis, and Roberto said it's gonna explode if I don't. So that means I have to take the Hikis apart right now, or the power steering pump apart, and take the fins out. But I had the painter across the way give me a nice little say on what's going to happen with this, because this needs to be bolted onto here, because I want this on here. He said he could get it painted up and fixed and all put on and stuff, and we're going to delete this third brake light because, you know, who needs brake lights on drift cars? And when we go to do some other stuff with the car, I'd like to get the car painted, but when we go to do that, we're going to fill in the holes for the rear window wiper and the antenna for the car, so those two are going to get fixed. But other than that, I think what we're going to do too is we're going to do the whole top is black and bottom is blue kind of thing. So this is all stuff that's going to happen in the late future. But
So what is it, like a whale color scheme?
I don't know, is that what they call it?
Okay, did I hear you say like black and blue?
Yeah.
What animal would that be?
None.
Oh.
I don't know why you're trying to compare it to an animal.
Sorry, you know what, man? I haven't slept
Late.
much. It's not, well, typically it's not late for me, but it's pretty late because I've been on weird jet lag mode, which is just going to get weirder.
We have to do some Hikis stuff now, so let's go ahead and take this power steering pump apart. So the power steering pump is all put back together, but still I have no power steering pump belt. So this thing is not really going to do much today on power steering, but the diff is all in, so we're going to go take this thing out for a nice little drive, see if it doesn't grind or work. But yeah, what are you doing over here?
I don't fucking know.
Jeff decided to come by and he's like fooling around with a magnet. Okay. So let's go ahead and take this thing for a drive. Okay guys, so she's running good. Seems like it's working okay. I just went to go do a pull for Jeff because he hasn't been in it since we dynoed it. And it popped and made a bunch of noises and then kind of went into limp mode. And yeah, we're gonna check it out, but I also noticed that my gas gauge is extremely low. So we're gonna go put some gas in it, but first I'm gonna check under the hood and see what's going on, but yeah. Okay guys, so the 180 made it home all right. It's really hard to drive without power steering. Do not try to drive your S13 with no power steering. It sucks. Miatas, okay. S13s, no deal. So the 180 made home all right. I noticed that this afternoon when I had peeked underneath it, the power steering is actually leaking, so I'm gonna have to fix that a different way because it's definitely not gonna hold as soon as I put the belt on it, because it's gonna make a bunch of pressure and then it's just gonna blow out that line. So made it home okay. On my way home last night, guys, I'm driving down the side street next to the big lake near the shop, and my seatbelt starts to make this flapping noise, and I'm like, whatever. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a bird just slaps the side of the car, flies in, hits me in the face, and I'm like, oh my God, what the heck is going on in this thing? And then the thing starts flapping around in the back, like poops in the back of the car. It's either poop or it's a bunch of dirt, but there's a bunch of stuff all over inside the back of the car. Flaps around, flops down into the center, flops into the middle. I jump out of the car. The thing's like halfway in reverse, and I'm like, oh crap. Jump out of the car. The thing flies out the side and it lives, and I'm like, just happened. So I was all paranoid and freaked out that the bird just nailed the side of the car. But other than that, seems okay. So like I said though, guys, I can't wait for these parts to come in. The 180 will do a complete turnaround in the matter of a month or two. So the reason why I don't like giving you guys hints on things that I'm going to do is because it takes me a lot longer to do it. Like these wheels probably won't be back till like mid next month, because I dropped them off there. The guy is super busy and I don't have all the money just yet to powder coat the wheels. So the wheels will be here soon, but yeah, My main thing that I'm hoping that's going to be here really soon is the intake, because I bought that thing in January and it's the end of February and the thing still hasn't shown up yet. It's on back order, and now that I'm dealing with back order stuff, I'm definitely never going to do it again. If something's on back order, I'm just not going to buy it. I don't want to wait for it. But yeah, I can't wait for that diffuser to come in, the duckbill to be put on. Then it's just going to be, I need front fenders, a new front bumper, and then it's just going to be spacing out the wheels to the right specs that I need them for. And, oh yeah, the last thing, hydro, because you can't drift without that, really. So all this stuff is going to come with a little bit more time, guys. This thing's going to look awesome, and then we're going to move on to another car and let this thing kind of just sit. But, yeah, I'm super pumped. Hope you guys are. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, and don't forget to butter your toast.